Eileen Gu goes off on reporters' ridiculous question about her Olympic silver medals. Chinese-American freestyle skier Eileen Gu laughed at a reporter's question Monday when asked if winning silver medals was disappointing, calling his perspective ridiculous. "I'm the most decorated female free skier in history. I think that's an answer in and of itself," Gu said at a press conference. The 22-year-old American-born skier has received right-wing backlash for representing China at the Olympics, with conservatives calling her a traitor. She defended her decision, saying, "The US already has the representation, and I like building my own pond," Newsweek reports. The athlete previously won 2 gold medals and a silver medal at the 2022 Winter Olympics. This year in Milan-Cortina, she has added 2 more silver medals and begins competition in a third event, the women's freeski halfpipe, on Thursday. When asked on Monday whether she believes her 2026 Olympics achievements are 2 silvers gained or 2 golds lost, Gu laughed. "How do I say this? Winning a medal at the Olympics is a life-changing experience for every athlete. Doing it 5 times is exponentially harder because every medal is equally hard for me, but everybody else's expectations rise, right?" Gu responded. "And so, the 2 medals lost situation, to be quite frank with you, I think it's kind of a ridiculous perspective to take." Her response has since gone viral. "I'm showcasing my best skiing. I'm doing things that, quite literally, have never been done before, and so I think that is more than good enough. But thank you," she concluded her answer. The flash of cameras is relentless at the Olympics. They do not blink. They do not soften. They do not care whether the athlete before them has just flown 20 feet above a sheet of ice or whether her legs are still trembling from impact. The cameras are hungry, and the microphones are worse. Eileen Gu had just finished another gravity-defying performance, another moment suspended between sky and snow, another landing carved into Olympic history. The crowd had roared. Commentators had marveled. The scoreboard had glowed with the unmistakable shine of a medal result. Silver. To most of the world, silver gleams. It is proof of excellence. It is the product of sacrifice, early mornings, bruised hips, fractured expectations, and years of perfecting a trick that might only last 2 seconds in the air. Silver means you are second best in the world. But at the Olympics, silver can also become a question mark. She stepped into the mixed zone with wind-reddened cheeks and a calm that seemed older than her years. The competition had demanded everything: technical precision, creative flair, and the kind of courage that does not show up on a score sheet. She had delivered. Again. Then came the question. "Are you disappointed with your silver medals?" It was simple, direct, and deeply revealing. The reporter's voice carried the faintest suggestion of expectation, an unspoken script that athletes who win gold are triumphant, and athletes who win silver must somehow explain themselves. For a split second, the noise of the room felt louder. Microphones angled closer. Cameras zoomed in. It was the kind of moment that can define a narrative if left unanswered. Eileen did not hesitate. "Why would I be disappointed?" she asked, her tone steady but unmistakably firm. "This is the Olympics. Silver is an incredible achievement." The words were measured, but the message was sharp. The question, she suggested, was ridiculous. And perhaps it was. In elite sports, there is an invisible hierarchy that flattens greatness into a single shining standard: gold or nothing. The difference between first and second can be a fraction of a point, a momentary gust of wind, or a slight adjustment in the angle of a ski. Yet culturally, we often treat silver as consolation rather than conquest. Eileen Gu's response did more than defend her medal. It challenged the narrative. She is no stranger to expectation. As one of freestyle skiing's brightest stars, she has balanced extraordinary athletic talent with global attention. She has competed under immense scrutiny not just about her performance, but about her identity, her choices, and her allegiances. Every move is analyzed. Every word dissected. And still, she soars. To call silver disappointing is to misunderstand the mathematics of excellence. At the Olympics, thousands train for a single chance. Many do not qualify. Many do not finish. Many leave empty-handed despite being national champions in their own countries. To stand on the podium at all is to be among the rarest of the rare. Eileen knew this. Her answer carried the quiet authority of someone who understands the magnitude of the stage she stands on. The question also revealed something else: how easily achievement is minimized when it fails to meet an imagined peak. In the culture of constant winning, we have grown uncomfortable with nuance. We like our heroes undefeated. We prefer dominance over complexity. When someone as accomplished as Eileen Gu earns silver, some instinctively search for disappointment instead of celebration. But silver does not represent failure. It represents proximity to perfection. In freestyle skiing, perfection is a moving target. It is built from risk. The higher the trick, the more uncertain the landing. Athletes must decide, mid-air, whether to commit fully or pull back. It is a dance between audacity and control. Sometimes, the difference between gold and silver is not skill, but strategy. Eileen's performance was bold. It was technical. It was beautiful. It was not diminished by standing one step below the highest tier of the podium. Her response reframed the moment. Rather than internalizing the narrative of lack, she rejected it outright. There was a subtle power in her tone. She did not lash out angrily. She did not perform outrage. She simply pointed out the absurdity. The Olympics are not a participation trophy event. They are the culmination of lifetimes of discipline. To imply that silver is somehow inadequate ignores the brutality of the climb required to reach it. Her reaction resonated because it felt honest. Athletes are often expected to deliver rehearsed humility or theatrical ambition. I'll come back stronger. Gold is the only goal. Second isn't enough. These phrases are familiar. They satisfy our appetite for rivalry. But Eileen's stance was refreshingly grounded. She acknowledged reality. Silver at the Olympics is extraordinary. There was also an undercurrent of generational clarity. Today's athletes are increasingly aware of the narratives imposed upon them. They are not just competitors, they are communicators. They understand branding, messaging, and perception. But more importantly, many understand self-worth outside of ranking systems. Eileen's refusal to treat silver as a shortcoming reflected that awareness. She did not measure herself solely by metal color. She measured the performance, the effort, the execution, the journey. The moment rippled across social media. Clips circulated. Headlines formed. Some praised her confidence. Others debated whether ambition requires visible dissatisfaction. But perhaps the real story was simpler. She refused to let someone else define what success looked like. In elite sports, there is always pressure to hunger for more. More points. More medals. More validation. But there is a difference between ambition and ingratitude. You can want to improve without dismissing what you have accomplished. Eileen's answer struck that balance. She did not say she would never aim for gold again. She did not claim satisfaction as stagnation. She simply asserted that silver was worthy of pride. That distinction matters. For young athletes watching, it reframes success as layered rather than binary. It suggests that achievement does not evaporate because it falls short of absolute victory. Imagine the years behind that medal. The early mornings before school. The cold air cutting into lungs during winter training. The repetition of tricks until muscles memorize movement better than the mind does. The falls. The recalibrations. The quiet doubts. Imagine the decision, mid-run, to attempt something daring. The split-second commitment. The landing, clean enough to electrify a stadium. Then imagine being asked whether it was enough. Eileen's response carried the weight of those unseen years. Ridiculous was not just about the question. It was about the assumption beneath it, that excellence must apologize for not being first. In many ways, her answer transcended sport. It spoke to students told that second place is a failure. To professionals whose achievements are measured only by promotions. To anyone who has worked tirelessly only to be asked why they did not do more. Silver can symbolize resilience. It can symbolize persistence. It can